Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we've got an awesome, exciting conversation, some updates for you based upon the regeneration movement that is really starting to take off and gather momentum, as we've got a big live event happening tomorrow. Yes, that is Thursday, the 21st. A hugely globally significant day all across the world because there's so much happening on this date. And here we are in Far North Queensland celebrating the movement of regenerating our lives, regenerating our communities, regenerating the earth. Really potent time, and I'm excited here. I've got Jay Jackson and Thomas Lauf to share a little bit of an update of tomorrow's event and also what else we've been up to in the Syntropic systems implementation from the weekend, the workshop that we've all been a part of. And so Tom, you want to share what's going on tomorrow with everyone?
Sure can do. So what's going on tomorrow hasn't happened yet, but when it does happen, I'm sure there'll be incredible ripples. So far, it's going to be at a house full of salt, the Salt House. It's going to be lots of groovy tunes. But realistically, it's a community coming together to celebrate a project that's been underway for now over 2 years. And that project features some truly significant people and truly powerful projects that are laying the way for the future of sustainability in the region. And I feel like this is a momentous occasion, one not to be missed, one to be truly celebrated. And I'm honored to be participating and also facilitating this with my brothers, and just completely looking forward to it, to be honest. It's been a lot of planning, and the excitement is brewing. We've sold the tickets that we need to, and I'm just really looking forward to showcasing what we have done so far, and also promoting the official premiere screening. So to be honest, I think that the event labeled as a fundraiser with the capital FUN is a big part of it, because I'm feeling a big wave of like we did it, we've completed this project, and it feels good to be just like inviting our friends and the broader community to come and just like have a little glimpse at what we've done, build a little bit of hype around, what's going to come from this film. Because I think that's really like the pinnacle thing, is that this is a film, but realistically the regeneration is a movement, and it's much more than a film. It's an identity, it's a lifestyle, it's a complete transformation of the way that we navigate and the way that we live in this world. And I'm hoping that now that this film's done, I can actually start to, dedicate a bit more time to getting into the garden, because it does take a lot of time and effort, and it's come off the sweat of Shay and I's backs. And we've created this film with the help of everyone involved, like Jay, and I just feel like it's not a complicated thing, like it's actually a beautiful, simple gift that we've given. Surely there's so many hours of work behind that gift, and that's what makes it special for us. But to really just take a little moment to appreciate everything that's been happening in our community, and to celebrate the wonderful things that people are doing to consciously live their lives in harmonious relationship with the earth. And to me, that's commendable. And it goes to show that it does take a lot to stand up, and it does take a lot to do that kind of work. And I think that it should be made more normal throughout our community. It shouldn't be some kind of heroic effort for people to start being earth conscious. I think it's just the realistic thing to do in this time of life. I'm really just feeling good about sharing from a place of vulnerability as well. Like, my life's been completely hectic for the last 2 years. Like, I've undergone so many trials and tribulations, and one thing's been certain throughout this is that humanity is evolving, and it is rapidly evolving. And these challenges are coming to us now because we are ready for them. And I feel that more and more people are waking up, and it's almost like it's convincing the people that have already woken up and lost their like vibe about waking up to like re-engage in that waking up process. And like more and more of us are really feeling pulled to do what we can for the environment and hopefully go beyond what we can do. And I think this event is a pinnacle point in pulling our community here in Cairns, Far North Queensland together, and hopefully creating more ripples from this event. We've got our screening planned, and like that's exciting to be able to showcase this film. And so far, you know, we've paid for the screening through the tickets already. So I'd just like to send a big F word thank you to everyone out there, because without that support and without that help, we wouldn't be able to be doing what we're doing. So yeah, I feel really privileged and blessed to be a part of this organization, Earth Heroes, which is essentially not an organization, it's an identity. I feel that I'd invite anyone who is caring about the earth in whatever way. You might like animals, you might like eating animals, you might like going out and planting trees, you might like just simply breathing. I think everything to do with the earth is relatable to someone, and to be an earth hero just means standing in your own power to put yourself first and to put the earth first. And I think we're all coming to a point where we're aligning with that truth. So tomorrow is like the 21st of the 1st in 2021. And what better than tomorrow to be the day that we kickstart this, like really kickstart it. Like with my brothers, Shay, Jay, like we've already had such a journey, and it just feels like everything's been just like grind. And it does feel like right now it's like almost the seed of the regeneration, you know, the seed is just like cracking open. And we've got everything in its foundation. Like we've got fertilizer waiting on top. You know, we've made sure the soil is really nice. We've got a good community laid out. We've got the future plans that we're going to put on top of this little seed that's just sprouting. And, you know, it does. It's, if you want to grow a forest, you know, we need lots of trees. We need to work together and symbiotically relate. So on that note, I'd like to pass it on, because my brothers are far more intelligent in the realms of the symbiotic relating when it comes to syntropic agroforestry and permaculture and all of those cool topics that I've learned about on this journey, and I feel blessed to continuously be learning. So thank you very much. And if you guys want to buy tickets to the event, there's a little link there that you can click on. You can also look up Earth Heroes on the Facebook and yeah, secure your pre-sale tickets for tomorrow.
Awesome, Louthby. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, huge testimony to you, bro. Just your assertive compassion in this whole direction, and your ease and grace just to flow naturally with whatever arises, you know, and just choose to respond with love every time, even through the thick and the challenges and the blockages and the tough times, you know, as we've has been presented to us at times. And so huge testimony to you, man. Thank you for all your efforts and everything you bring to the world. Really going to be an exciting day tomorrow to celebrate with you and with the greater community as a whole. And yeah, really look at these topics, really unpack them. We've got some really exciting guest speakers. A phenomenal lady, Leslie, who's a local here in Far North Queensland, and she's really going to unpack the hero's journey and what that looks like and what it actually takes to really delve deep into our own hero's journey, which we're all on an individual level, and then also expand that out to the collective hero's journey that we're all on together. And another amazing inspirational man in Far North Queensland, Igor, is going to be presenting on the microbiome project that's now here in Australia, which is cookie cutter of the farmer's footprint from the famous Dr. Zach Bush, who actually features in the film and shares on the importance of the soil nutrition. And so I'm really excited for that little that talk, as well as some amazing musicians are going to play for us. Thank you, Drew from Kick On and his band. We've also got Jeff and his djembe crew, as well as Miss T. And then rolling out the evening with the DJs. They're action-packed, full evening. In fact, there's so much going on. It's so exciting. As well as many giveaways and raffles and prizes. What I've witnessed is the business community, the people who are working in the industry around with the Great Barrier Reef and with the rainforest are actually really wanting to give back, and they're really doing that to this movement by offering amazing prizes that we're going to raffle off on the evening, that you can all have a chance to win. Some phenomenal opportunities to witness the beauty of the natural environment that we have an abundance of here in North Queensland. Such a privilege and blessing to be born and raised in this beautiful, and still be choosing to live here, this beautiful bubble of the world. What an absolute... Sometimes I have to like flick myself and remember how amazing this place is, and to go out and experience that on the reef or out in the rainforest is a great way to just immerse into it. And so I want to introduce Jay, who's going to share a little bit around someone who I admire for his practical, hands-on, in the dirt ability, just to be fully grounded in the doing, in the actual implementation, in the syntropic system implementation, where he facilitated with Annalise just a spontaneous put together workshop that was potent as it was a propagation techniques and breakdown on tropical plants, and then syntropic systems and how to implement them and the benefits of them and how it actually works. And I'm excited to hear a little bit more from you, Jay, if you're open to share how that workshop went. I was there filming a little bit, which I'm going to share a small little video with you guys in a moment. But yeah, thanks, Jay. What do you reckon?
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks, Tom, for the spiel on the event, and thanks, Shay. As always, you always give me the best introductions, brother. I truly appreciate that, and I'm humbled to share a little bit about myself, a little bit about what I love to do, and how people can get their hands in the dirt as well. It's such an important time for society, such an important time for people living in suburbia, with what's going on, to have that freedom and that sovereignty to be able to, access land to grow food, which is the very basis of the things that we need. So, yeah, there's big ups there, and I just wanted to throw in, Tom, you mentioned the prizes, and Shay, the event and the raffles and that, and one of my clients that I've done the garden for, Adriana Braid, has chosen to throw in another prize, and she said to me, "Oh, look, I'm gonna bring it on the night, and want you to give it away." I said, "Oh, we've already got lots of prizes." She goes, "Well, I want to give more." So yeah, just to everyone in the community, and if you're watching 80, I really, really deeply appreciate your support in that. In all of the movement, whether it's on land or in the sea, and yeah, there's so much goodness being shared, and there's so much coming out of the Earth Heroes platform. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be part of, and as Shay said, the events, they're just, people are so hungry for this opportunity. And I saw Tegan McBride jump on there. So, hey, Teags, we were just having a meeting just the other day about more events coming out, and Syntropics especially is the buzzword at the moment, and it's really catching people because of the idea of abundance. It's about increasing the abundance in a system. And for many, many years, like over a decade of being involved in permaculture, I've learned so many skills and techniques and a hands-on practical approach to becoming more self-sustainable in my life, not just by growing my food or by building gardens, but in the actions that I take, in the places that I go, in the way in which I do that, and in the way that I spend my money, the impacts that I have just as a consumer. So, yeah, Shay, to touch on, the weekend workshop, I've got some photos, and you mentioned you've got the little clip you'd like to share there. I was recently have completed my syntropic farming, syntropic agriculture stewardship, which is a 30-day program to really dive deep into the principles and the details, basically the technical side of syntropics that goes far beyond just the planting. And that involves everything from understanding the hormones in the plants, where they're made, what effects they have on the plant when they move through the plant, how to prune, when to prune, the effects of different plants next to each other. And it's so complex, and yet it's all nature. And it's so beautiful that it merges so well with permaculture and regenerative agriculture, and the movement of sustainability and really inspiring change on the planet. So, Shay, I'd love you to give us a little bit of what you've captured there, and I'd like to show a couple little photos with you guys, and share a little bit about the weekend workshop that we just ran.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to see some of the pics. If you want to pull that up, that'd be awesome.
Sure. So the Syntropic style food forest and propagation workshop was a taster for people. It was, as Shay said, a spur of the moment. It was run with the JCU community of gardeners, which is the student group that manages the community garden at James Cook University here in Cairns. And as you can see, myself and my beloved partner there, Annalise Horden, we teamed up and came together. And Annalise, just as a brief intro for her, has been teaching permaculture for longer than I've even known about it. And it's such a pleasure to work alongside her. She's so knowledgeable and so inspiring and enthusiastic and engaging in her manner, in her content, and in her walk, in the way that she really embodies permaculture ethics in her daily life and applies those principles. And so you can see behind us there, we're in the nursery there, and we've put together a great little propagation area there for people to come and learn about propagating different tropical plants. And then Shay, I know you got a lot of that footage that you were there. It was really awesome, mate, to see you in there, and even with your dad. So shout out to Steve for coming along, mate. Always good having your energy about the place. And after we all shared a lovely lunch together after the propagation workshop, we got outside there and we got straight into the garden. As you can see there, there's an existing food forest. You can just make out the backside of somebody amongst the food forest there, and the lovely ladies in the foreground are chopping and dropping. So they're harvesting the biomass from the system, and that has gone to the garden to provide us with a whole lot of nutrient and nitrogen rich matter to really get that garden kick-started and to feed those plants naturally. So Syntropics uses organic practices, like strictly organic, not even with the use of organic fertilizers or pesticides, but it really looks to create the needs of the system within the system. And as we got into the garden, it was very much hands-on, and everybody was straight in there. And I was giving a demonstration on utilizing bananas in the system. So as you can see there, teaching people about the way bananas grow and how to propagate the bananas. So as an extension of what Annalise delivered early in the morning, was actually applying that in this tropical food forest setting, and then putting it all in the ground. So here you can see we've got a bunch of people and they're in there and they're planting really, really densely there, which is a syntropic fashion, because it's not necessarily about the scarcity of space or competition for resources. In syntropics, it's about increasing that biodiversity and increasing that ecology in the system to provide for itself, so that we have an abundance of produce and we have an abundance of green foliage that can be utilized to feed the soil by pruning. And part of that system there, we've introduced the gingers and turmerics in there. And so I'm giving a demonstration to people the difference between ginger and turmeric and the way they grow and their planting behaviors. And don't look too closely, but it looks like I'm maybe trying to kiss that piece of turmeric. I love it that much. And then there's everyone. And actually, that's not everyone at the workshop. Not everyone jumped into the photo, but there's a group photo of many hands make light work. And as you can see, lots of people smiling and really enjoying themselves. And what you can see there behind the photo is the existing orchard that was there. There was actually about 8 fruit trees that were already planted, that were already growing. And so what this was a retrofit to an existing food forest system. So we applied syntropics to an existing system. So it's not just about having to start something new, it's also how it can be applied to existing systems as well. And look, there's so much in there, of course, in the workshop. I could probably talk for hours, as I did on the day, and barely scratch the surface. But I'm really, really excited to be able to share that and to team up with Annalise Horden of Symbiotic Nature, who's been an inspiration for me over the years, and to work together on an event has just been really great. And to support the community garden. The community garden not only got a huge injection of that energy, but then will also to continue to benefit from all of those plants there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. You must have started the gardens around 4 years ago, and I remember when it was just bare dirt, and now to see it so many years later, just like thriving. Of course, we've had lots of rain recently, but as you said, that input of energy that you have dedicated your time, as well as bringing in people to also dedicate their time to regenerating and reinvigorating and revitalizing the soil, most importantly, so that these systems and this food can grow in abundance. It's just phenomenal to witness, and huge ups to you both for taking that initiative on. I'm going to share just a quick little video from the propagation workshop. It's only a couple short minutes for Annalise introducing the techniques in propagating and what that looks like in a tropical environment here in Far North Queensland. It's extremely tropical and humid and sweaty and hot, and we have a beautiful array of plants that thrive in these conditions, as well as many humans as well. So here it is. I'll just add it to the screen and we'll hear her talk.
Yeah. And so we're going to look at a variety of different propagation techniques
for often staple foods, medicinal foods, sometimes culturally significant foods often as well. We're going to look at what kind of environment that we want to keep our plants in. So a nursery condition, or how you can replicate a nursery condition at home. What kind of materials that we want to use for growing our plants. Going out and bringing in cuttings, and also looking at how to identify some of the plants. And many of them might be really unusual to you, and that's okay. We're going to start off by looking at a variety of different plants before we go out into the garden, and just want to gauge and see how familiar people are. But I'd love to start off with, if we could go around and say our names together, and also what you'd like to get out.
Can't hear you, bro.
Thanks, Jay. I love that. So I guess what I was sharing is I had the privilege of being there to film this event. Thanks. Thank you, Steve. We got the update that the mic wasn't working, so now we're back on. Thanks, Jay, and thanks, Steve. But Annalise, I had the privilege of essentially filming the entire propagation segment, which I'm going to break up into bite-sized pieces so it's all easily digestible, and create a small online course. And so I'd love to hear from you if you're interested in an online course like this. Please let Jay or myself know as soon as possible so that we can work on these videos and get them to you and add tremendous value to your life by just having the simple understanding and knowing of what plants are here in the tropics and how you can use them. And not only use them, replicate them and propagate them to create abundance in your garden and in your life. And it's some very simple tools, but ones that can truly help to transform the way that you see the world and you see your own garden. So it's quite exciting. Let us know if you're interested. And Jay, is there anything else you want to add from the Syntropics, agroforestry, food forestry, gardening expedition that you dive deep into?
Oh wow, there's always so much, Shay. As you know, when we speak of abundance, it's the having enough, but having enough to share. You know, it's having more than enough, because it's about giving back as well. When we take from the earth, we take our food, we take our fibers, we take medicine, we take timber, we take steel and ore and coal and fuel and all of these things. The most important thing is how do we give back? And that's why I love permaculture at its core. It's about designing the systems so that we can continue to have more than enough as we live, and we can leave that legacy for our children. And it was so great to see was that we had a little young one. Unfortunately, my daughter couldn't be there on the weekend, though always great to see kids at events. And Syntropics is really, at its core, it's about understanding that I as an individual is part of the system. The person within the system is as important as the fruit tree, or as the garden, as the flowers, as the bee, because everybody has a role to play. And I truly believe that we're doing the best we can. And big ups to Earth Heroes, of course. The way that the platform is set up. If you're listening and you haven't heard of Earth Heroes TV, then check it out. It's a great platform, and it's sharing really quality content, uncensored content. And you can see the little link there. You can jump on there. You get a free trial. You can have a look at it. It does come as a paid subscription because there's no ads on it, right? And it's a really great opportunity to be able to come together with other people that are other like-minded, that are really looking to aspire change on the planet and do good things, not just for ourselves, but for our children and our children's children. So thanks heaps, guys. I love to share this, and it's your desire and your inspiration that motivates me to share, and as does with Annalise, and as do other teachers that I know. And I can't speak for anybody else, but it's truly a reciprocal thing to give and to share this love and this passion that we have. So yeah, love to share more. If you're interested, of course, drop a comment on the platform that you're watching from, and we can follow that up and get you involved.
Yeah, legend, Jay. Love your enthusiasm. It just beams out of you. And just to reiterate what Jay says, if you like this video, please share it, leave us a comment or like it. I'm just going to leave one of the participants from the workshop, his feedback and how his day went. He's an incredible human being based up here in Mission Beach, Far North Queensland, Mr. Dan Winter. So we'll just hear from him how his experience was from the workshop.
Hey, so I've just taken Annalise's propagation workshop. I'm here in the Cairns Community Gardens, and I'm super stoked about what I've learned and really inspired with the tools that I've been able to understand and just deepen my understanding of how to create more plants, essentially, how to the nuts and bolts of how to generate more biomass and create more possibilities for living systems. So I'm going to take that home and integrate it in my own garden. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity. She has a wonderful wealth of resource, and yeah, I'm thankful to be able to share this knowledge on.
Oh, the mic, we're back.
Thanks
for joining us tonight. Thanks for tuning into the video. My name's Shay Douglas. This is Jay Jackson. We're aiming to bring you an episode every Thursday for Surviving Suburbia, so that you can really begin to cultivate your own garden, whether that's within yourself or in your own house, and or in your community.
Yeah, well, if there's a special event happening on a Thursday, then it'll be on a Wednesday.
Exactly. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys.
You can watch this anytime.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll have as many replays as you like. Thanks so much, Jay. Love you lots, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. See you tomorrow.